The Honourable Member for Pomio.
Mr. Acting Speaker, on behalf of the opposition, we'd like to accept firstly the amendment made to the 2023 PILAG Act, and I'd like to make a debate on this particular bill.
Make your debate.
Thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker. The amendment bill of PILAG Act of 2023 is fully commendable. It is appropriate that this amendment is made to have in place a permanent board to direct the affairs of the Institute and an academic committee responsible for the maintenance of the standards, training, research, and conferment of academic awards. Mr. Acting Speaker, while we appreciate the amendments, I must place on record our acknowledgement and appreciation of the initial fundamentals that were set by the Honourable Pila Niningi, then as Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science, Technology, in partnership with Honourable Julie Bishop, then as the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Australia. PILAG Prescient is a partnership between the government of PNG and Australia to support the development of ethical, capable and public and private sector leaders in PNG public service. Mr. Acting Speaker, it is aimed to improve governance and service delivery at the national, provincial, and at the district level, encouraging values-based decision-making, especially in PNG public service. Mr. Acting Speaker, I support the change of name to PILAG to Somare Institute of Leadership and Governance on behalf of the opposition. Mr. Acting Speaker, the Grand Chief and the father of our nation's legacy must live on through our generations, and especially in the implementation of the Vision 2050 with the clear targets under the 7 pillars. Mr. Acting Speaker, at self-government in 1973, then as the Chief Minister, the late Grand Chief commissioned the development of what became known as the 8 Aims and later renamed as 8-Point Plan. The 8-Point Plan was a statement of intent by the founding fathers of our nation who wanted to build a peaceful, harmonious society as well as to empower our people. The objectives of the 8-Point Plan then were first, to increase indigenous participation in the economy. Secondly, equality among the ethnic groups and gender. Thirdly, greater attention to rural and village development and self-reliance, of course, Mr. Acting Speaker. All of these form the preamble of our national constitution, especially the national goals and directive principles. They are very relevant even today, nearly 48 years on after our country's independence. Mr. Acting Speaker, I commend the Marape-Rosso government through the Minister of Public Service for the change of the name from PILAG to SILAG. In this, we are implementing the Vision 2050, Pillar number 1, the human development, gender, youth, and people empowerment. Under the public sector requirements, that also calls for all senior public servants that must hold a master's degree or equivalent to convert PNG IPA to Somare School of Government. That's according to page 24 of the 2050 Vision. Mr. Acting Speaker, it is imperative that we maintain the Institute of Leadership and Governance to give prominence to the agreed Prescience partnership with Australia Public Service Commission, the DHEST, UPNG School of Business Public Policy, and TPM. Mr. Speaker, Acting Speaker, this brings me to my next point, the section 26B, composition of the Academic Committee. It says that the CEO shall be the chairperson, the Director of Workforce Training and Development, heads of academic department of the Institute, the librarian of the Institute, the professors of the Institute, and the course coordinators of the Institute. These are the composition that will make up the Academic Committee as being read today by the Minister. Firstly, this is an important training institution. Whoever becomes the CEO must hold a doctorate or PhD level to lift the credibility and the standard of this institute, Mr. Acting Speaker. My view is to take on board and include the appropriate representations from the DHEST, UPNG School of Business Public Policy, to the Academic Committee as well. We must also include the PNG Public Service Commission, Mr. Acting Speaker. They are required under Section 191 of the National Constitution to maintain an ongoing review of state services and to make recommendations to NEC. Our Public Service Commission must review its operations, Papua New Guinea Public Service Commission, must review its operations and contribute to curriculum development and workforce standards in our country. The Pacific Leadership and Governance Precinct emphasized on leadership, ethics and values, and supported by the Australian Public Service Commission. The PNC counterparts spend most of their time at the moment dealing with review of personal matters, which they must improve. Mr. Speaker, there is a significant need to review their operations so they align themselves to the government priorities on the human resource development of our country. In conclusion, Mr. Acting Speaker, we thank the Government of Australia through DFAT for the ongoing support, and we acknowledge Department of Personnel Management and CEO of PILAG, and we support the amendment that is made today to this particular bill. Thank you, Acting Speaker.